Hey, so for today's last video, I'm going to make a body scrub. So the lesson I learned about body scrubs, there are lots of oils that you can use in a body scrub. And there's lots of ways of making it. I'm going to show you one that involves Epsom salts and sugar and some oil. But I have made ones before with dried coffee grinds, which can leave your shower area in a complete and utter mess, but it can be great for initiating cleaning of it on a daily basis. But what I did do once was, and there's nothing wrong with using warming oils. It's just how you use them. So I made a body scrub once and I used ginger in it because ginger is quite stimulating. And in wintertime, you know, sometimes you're getting up in the morning and then you're feeling a little bit, ooh. So a nice warm shower with a nice body scrub that helps stimulate your circulation. So I put ginger into it, but I hadn't really mixed it very well, or I hadn't mixed it well enough, as I discovered. So I used it and that was fine. But what I found is that I had a bit of a hand mark on the back of my leg from where I initially was using the ginger body scrub. So just as a word of warning, always make sure that you mix it very well. Now, I didn't burn myself, but I certainly, there was a mark from my hand. So oils can be very potent. So yeah, just be mindful of what you use. So for one, say for your face scrub, don't use a citrus oil. You shouldn't use citrus oils when you go out into the sun, whether it be in a face serum or coconut oil or a moisturizer or anything like that, because they react with the sun and then they can leave you with nasty burn marks. But for a body scrub, again, it depends on where you're going. Like if you're down in the south of Spain, obviously it's not ideal to use a body scrub because probably you're wearing a stringy vest top or what you call it, swimming gear or whatever, you know what I mean? So it's using a bit of common sense with it as well. But the law is, you know, the rule of thumb is don't put a citrus based oil on skin that will be exposed to sunlight. So just stating that there. Okay, so I'm going to use my trusty bowl again to make up this body scrub, and I'm going to use my 1/4 cup measurement. So it's equal Epsom salts, and I'm going to use brown sugar. But you could use, for body scrub, you can use brown sugar, you could use granulated sugar, you can use oats. It's just, it gives it that scrubbiness. Now they will dissolve, of course, in the water as you're in the shower scrubbing, but it's a great stimulant. And when you it helps to clean the excess dead skin cells off, but it also helps to stimulate your circulation, which is why particularly in wintertime it's a great thing to do. To use coffee grains are reputed to help with the fight against cellulite, so they say. I did test it. I'm not quite sure if they helped. I used it quite a while. I had a very clean bath because of it, and I'd almost swear that I had slightly tanned skin. So, did they work on cellulite? Well, it isn't any worse, but I'm not sure if it made it any better. But a very clean bath. So, 1/4 cup of Epsom salts, and I'm just going to put that into the bowl. My preference is to use brown sugar than white. I don't know. I'm not an anti-white sugar. The pastry chef in the house uses plenty of it in baking. So it's a 1/4 cup of brown sugar in on top of the Epsom salts. And when you're mixing in your oil, so it's a carrier oil, so I'm going to use sweet almond oil. So I'm just going to do it now. It does say, you can look up particular recipes, and it does say these should be equal. So the Epsom salts, the sugar, or whichever you want to use, and the carrier oil. But I'm going to add it slowly, because I find if I put too much in, what happens is the oil sits at the bottom. So I'm going to just add it in slowly and mix as I go. So you could use olive oil in this. You could use what do you call that other stuff? Coconut oil. You know, the stuff you get that you can cook with, it solidifies. Obviously you have to soften it. So, but if you keeping it in, see, this is a nice, and I haven't a half. I don't even think if I have even an 1/8 of a cup. I think that's quite a nice mix there. So you should be able to. It's got the oil. You can feel the oil in it, but it's not a nice little bit of grit. So to that, I am going to add, because I live life on the hedge, I'm going to add, I'm going to put in lemongrass. So it's 5 drops of oil. So lemongrass is quite a good one for detoxifying. So I kind of think, for myself personally speaking, when I'm using a body scrub, I want something that's going to be a little bit uplifting, a little bit energizing. So I'm going to go with 2 citrus oils. I'm not going to use this, you know, today and then go out in the sun. So I might use this later on tonight. So I'm going to put in, I think 2 drops. I'll do 2 drops of lemongrass. Lemongrass is a lovely oil, really nice. It's a lovely one to use in the lovely one to use in the diffuser. If you use lemon is a wonderful oil, but if you diffuse it, it's not very strong. It's great for cleaning though. But lemongrass is, I don't know, it's like the big brother of lemon itself. So I'm going to put in 3 drops of this. This is orange. She said, hopefully when it comes out. Come on, baby. Come on, baby, light my fire. So some oils move slower than others. Usually citrus actually moves quite quickly. But there is a teeny tiny little hole that allows it to come out of the dropper. And you have to, if you're on the wrong side of it, it takes a bit of time for it to come out and around. So you might wait. So usually citrus oils move a little bit quicker. So I'm just going to use my trusty chopstick. Smells really nice. Oh yes, I'm going to try this later on. So like I said, I don't know, I probably have not even used maybe a tablespoon of the carrier oil there. But as I said, you can use olive oil. You can use fractionated coconut oil. I wouldn't suggest car engine oil or anything. And that's not one to try maybe. So that's what it looks like there. So I'll just show you. It's kind of clumpy. So this is definitely one to seal in your airtight jar. So I have a jar here that I'm going to pour it into. So what I'll do is I'll put that into there, and then I'll take a picture of what it looks like. And you just use it. Your body is wet, say you're in the shower, and you use it in a circular motion. Usually most things, if you're a person who ever stirs tea, stirs sugar into tea or something like that, we actually have a habit of moving clockwise, which is quite interesting, isn't it? It's very rare you'll find people that stir anti-clockwise. If it's not something you've ever noted before, just pay a little bit of attention to it. It's interesting, the things we do, and we do them subconsciously. So anyway, yeah, so when you're scrubbing clockwise, that's the way to go. Okay, so this is a body scrub. I hope it's not too complicated to try at home. Epsom salts are an amazing ingredient to use. As I said, you can use them absolutely, totally on their own, and it'll work. If that's all you have. Don't be thinking that you have to have everything. Trial and error, lads. I've tried plenty of things, as I said, and some things work wonderfully, and I have had fabulous failures. I must share the rose hip story actually another day. That was one. It wasn't really a failure. It was just, yeah, it was an interesting one. Anyway, so yeah, I'll share a picture of what this looks like in the jar, and hopefully out of one of the 3 of them, you might find something that appeals to you. So enjoy, and I hope you have a good Saturday. Take care.